I'm walking on! We'll start without me! Now you can go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Attack of the Show. TV's only source for all stuff you care about. I'm Kevin Pereira. I was here and on time and ready to do a show. I don't know what Candace Bailey was doing.
I was doing a walk-on, Kevin.
Okay.
I am Candace Bailey.
That's what they call it in the biz.
We're coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles. That is what they call it.
It was a good walk-on.
And you missed your chance
You give
today.
good walk.
I do. On the show today. What?
Someone odd. Like that was a...
I think that was a Vinny All.
Oh.
Idris
He's
Elba
tweeting. He's
from
not even
Luther
paying attention to the
will be
show.
here live. Tell us about stopping serial killers with his sexiness.
Yeah.
And then it's DVD Tuesday, and Chris Gore will swing by to review the timeless classics Citizen Kane, Ben-Hur, and Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Wait a minute.
Well, it lacked Megan Fox, so it might have a chance of becoming a classic, right? Then get your heart rate up after seeing some free ride mountain biking and snowboarding in today's Adrenaline Junkies. Universal symbol for adrenaline. And in Game Break, Adam Sessler gives us the lowdown on two PS2 classics that have been remastered for the PS3, Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. How do they hold up?
I don't know.
We'll find out. That's the point of this. That was a tease.
Oh, okay. But first, internet time.
We're going around the net.
A girl on a longboard, courtesy of Failblog.
Yeah, it's from Failblog. You know how this ends. Why is she going that way? Oh! Why is she going that way? Yes. Great. I have but 3 words for this clip, everybody.
That poor girl?
No, Women on Wheels.
That girl wasn't driving anything, Kevin.
Yeah, they never are, Candace. They never are.
And at number 4 is an important message from Funny or Die about the very dangerous steamroller.
No, it's actually about the very dangerous misrepresentation of the steamroller.
Oh.
There's a big difference there,
Okay.
sort of.
When you think of steamrollers, what comes to mind?
People getting crushed?
Probably crushing people.
I think of when they run over people and crush their bones.
Wrong. Steamrollers were never intended for crushing people, even though they are great at it. Highlighting just their crushing skills ignores the many other uses of steamrollers, such as smoothing out loose concrete, low-budget parades, ironing giraffe clothes, and that's it. So if your child can't sleep due to steamroller nightmares, let them know. By wearing metal clothes at all times, they will crush their odds of being crushed in half. And remember, steamrollers aren't just for crushing people.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense when it's that kind of steamroller. I got it now. I got it.
What other kind of steamroller is there?
Actually, I'm kind of glad you asked that, Candace. It's time for our newest segment. Pipe prawn. Now, if you're looking for... Thank you. Big pipe prawn fans here. If you're looking for a cheap solution for smoking tobacco and only tobacco, meet the steamroller. Look at this. It's a homemade device. It can be manufactured out of toilet paper tubes, aluminum foil, and it actually creates a large amount of smoke that will give you an almost immediate tobacco sensation.
Oh, that's very cool, Kevin. What are we rating it?
Well, the price can't be beat, Candace, but inhaling off a steamroller is much harsher on the throat than a traditional water pipe. So, 2 out of 5 for this steamroller right here. Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
All right. That's it for today's Pipe Prawn. But if you have a pipe you'd like to see us rate, email us at pipeprawn@g4tv.com.
I think it's back.
Here?
It's right there.
Okay.
Ish. Yeah. And then
Okay.
maybe kick the cable.
Like that?
Yep. Right. Good enough.
Yeah.
We're all friends here. Hey, and at number 3 this week, we have a clip from the UK show Frankie Boyle's Tramadol Nights.
We don't know who Frankie Boyle is, and we have no idea what a Tramadol night might be, but we do know that this clip gets pretty scary.
It's okay, sweetheart. We're just cuddling.
Honey, we're just cuddling.
They stole my dildo.
Okay.
That is the best show ever.
No, I call shenanigans.
What on what?
English people don't have sex.
Actually, that's a good call. That's a good. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
It does look really great, though. I want to start watching it.
What?
That show.
Oh, I thought that was in reference to the big road cone that she had strapped to herself.
It's not a cone. In at number 2 today, the Wild Frontier gets even wilder with Guy on a Buffalo.
Yeah, seems musician Jomo Edwards of the witty bluegrass band The Possum Posse got his hands on a 1978 movie called The Buffalo Rider.
Then he made it much better by adding his own descriptive soundtrack.
One day the guy on the buffalo walked off to do some hunting. The buffalo said, no, don't do it, man, by yourself. Guy said, I got this, I don't need you, buffalo, it's just a deer. And just about the time the guy got ready to shoot, he straight up got mauled by a cougar. Where's my buffalo? And I need him. Oh, he's got problems of his own, understand? Hey, guy on a buffalo, you're gonna have to just punch that cougar in the face. Get out of here, kitty cat, beat it. And hey, wolf, I got something for you, it's a kick from Buffalo.
Buffalo kick? Yeah. Bam.
I like that song.
Yeah.
You actually look like you could be in that video. The way
what?
you're dressed today. He's like a sexy cowboy, y'all. Isn't he sexy?
Yeah, that's not.
If we put on some
this
cowboy
is more
boots, a little
broke back
cowboy
than sexy.
hat.
This is like.
I think you look very sexy.
I look like a clearance sale at the Winter Circle.
I think
It's a
you look
country
sexy.
western store for all you senior citizens out there that
Like
get it.
what?
Yeah. A roadie for Clint Black? What do you want?
Nah.
All
Can
right.
Can we pale face him for that?
What? No, we don't have that. We can't do that
I
in
wish
time.
you could pale
We don't
face
have the
you.
technology, unfortunately. There is a folk group, though, that does chronicle my adventures, but we probably can't air any of the Guy on a Hog
Wait,
band on the show. So,
do you ride a motorcycle or an actual pig?
yes.
Yes.
Still ahead, the Terminator and RoboCop better look out, because there's a new bot in town.
See if we can stick the landing in our number 1 ATM. So you do or you don't?
Absolutely. In at number 1 today, tremble in fear at the work of science.
A mad scientist from Japan has created a new kind of gymnast, a robo-gymnast.
Yeah, and it makes that whole gymnastics thing look pretty damn easy. That's incredible.
Okay.
What you don't see, though, is all the people in Japan trying to figure out where you put your penis in the robot.
Kevin.
That's how they operate there.
Okay, I just have to say, as a former gymnast myself, I have to say that seeing robots perform like this is unnatural and wrong. Really upsets me.
I can't believe you're this hyped up about it.
I
It's a
am,
robot.
because I did gymnastics for 8 years, and
Well,
I don't like seeing...
that's the problem with you. You're old school. You got to get with the times, Bailey. You really do. I'm serious. Robo gymnastics are the future. We all know that. I mean, it's come to that conclusion walking down the street. It's like 2 + 2. Robo gymnastics. They're still really impressive to watch in person. Maybe that's the thing, is you haven't seen it in the flesh or the servos. So we actually have a robo gymnast here if you want to meet her. Carrie Pay.
Yeah?
Carrie Plug. I'm sorry. Carrie Plug is here. She's visiting in studio right now. Carrie, everybody.
Greetings, humans. Please direct me to the pommel horse.
Oh,
It's right,
actually, it's right over there. We have him right over there.
Pommel horse located. Proceed to pommel horse.
Can you see the pommel
Well, it's tracking software is young. I mean, you got to give it time.
Gymnastics is all about grace and human endurance. It's an art form, not a technical display.
Why don't you let Carrie show us some of her moves, and then we'll give her a score, and it'll be fun. Little exhibition. Carrie, please.
Loading program.
Okay.
Stand by. Stand by.
Let's load in the program.
Stand by. Program loaded. Running program.
And now we have Robo Gymnast Carrie Plug approaching the horse. Plug has spent has a lot riding on this routine, and her programmer spent months coding it for her.
Error.
Oh my, this does not look good for Plug. Oh no, okay. She's off to the judging area now, and I don't think she's going to like what she sees from those scores. There is her Russian trainer, Leon Botsky. He does not look happy.
Oh, wow.
And here come the scores.
Sorry, Carrie. Yeah.
Devastating. Just devastating.
Anything.
You are horrible gymnast, but I have seen better moves from Teddy Ruxpin. Should melt you down into something useful, like footstool. But first, objective 1. Kill all humans. Kill all humans.
I told you Robo Gymnasts are a bad idea.
No. You stay over there.
No.
Stay over there. No, take her. Take her.
No.
Easy. While NASA may have shocked the geek community with the discovery of Tatooine 2 weeks ago, the European Southern Observatory also made their own shocking find. Using the High Accuracy Radio Velocity Planet Searcher, or HARPS, the ESO found 50 exoplanets outside of our solar system. Among these were 16 super-Earths, planets 1 to 10 times the mass of Earth, including one planet that exists within the habitable zone, the orbit a planet must have for water to remain in a liquid state. Called HD 85512b, this superplanet is roughly 3.6 times the size of Earth and is located relatively close at a distance of 35 light years. This find has astronomers hopeful that they'll be able to find similar planets, and they expect to find a habitable world within the next 10 to 20 years. While this planet might be close, getting there is going to take us some time. Well, luckily, NASA is rolling out their new rocket for deep space exploration. Called the Space Launch System, or SLS, NASA intends to use this new rocket system to explore beyond our moon and reach Mars and asteroids near Earth. Expected to test launch at the end of 2017, the SLS will have the carrying capacity of 143 tons and will have 9.2 million pounds of thrust, equal to about 208,000 Corvette engines, roughly a 25% increase over current rockets. The Space Launch System will also be NASA's first exploration-class vehicle in 40 years, since the Saturn V sent our astronauts to the moon. NASA scientists hope that with its superior lift capabilities, the Space Launch System will let us explore our solar system and give us a better understanding of our place in the universe. But if you thought it was going to be safe to explore the cosmos, well, guess again. Recently, the NASA satellite SWIFT discovered that a dormant black hole, 1 million times the mass of our own sun, had awoken and eaten a star. Called SWIFT J1644+57, this supermassive black hole ripped apart a nearby sun and shot out X-rays 10,000 times brighter than ever seen. Virtually all giant galaxies have supermassive black holes at their center, and with this find, scientists hope to figure out how these black holes are supported by the galaxies that form around them. Lucky for us, this super black hole is located 3.9 billion light years away, and we should be safe. Or are we? So there you have it. New planets, sun-eating black holes, and super rockets. Just another day in the world of space news.
What do Citizen Kane, Ben-Hur, and the latest Transformers movie have in common? What? Chris Gore has opinions about them. Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore.
Thank you.
You are so dressed up, nice and spiffy today.
Well, I have a party after this to go to.
Oh, that's why I thought it was for me.
Oh, yeah. I'll go with you.
Okay.
Go with you to the party.
What's up first? first?
First, we have Citizen Kane 70th Anniversary Ultimate Collector's Edition.
Now, this is considered to be one of the best movies of all time, but odds are most moviegoers haven't seen it. What are they missing out on?
Well, ultimately, this movie, when it came out, combined every cinematic technique, everything from makeup effects, matte shots, miniatures. It was every possible way to tell a story into one movie. It really is, for its time, it's kind of the Star Wars of its time, because Star Wars, the original 1977 version, did the same thing. Took all these techniques, put them into one movie, and told an amazing story. Orson Welles really changed the cinematic language. He taught modern filmmakers really how to tell a story. And what's amazing about this film is it still holds up to today. I mean, it's still relevant. It's still entertaining. It's funny. It's tragic. It really is sort of all the great things you expect out of an epic movie.
Okay, great. So what's the bottom line?
Bottom line, it's buy, tons of extras on it, including a great Roger Ebert commentary.
All right, what's our next DVD?
Next one is Ben-Hur 50th Anniversary Ultimate Collector's Edition. Could the names of these DVDs get any longer?
I don't think so. Now, why is this classic considered to be one of the first ever epic movies?
I really think it comes down to, I mean, it's a biblical tale, but what it comes down to is the chariot race. It's all about this epic chariot race, not done with digital effects, not done with any, it's rumored that somebody got killed in the chariot race. They didn't, actually. They almost lost their chin.
Oh, my gosh.
But it's incredible, epic scale, thousands of extras, the way they used to make the older movies. But no one was hurt in the making of it. It's also, what's interesting is when you look at the behind the scenes is George Lucas is actually in the behind the scenes talking about how the pod race from episode 1 was inspired by the chariot race in Ben-Hur. I mean, so you're really looking at these older films, you see modern filmmakers were so inspired by them. What's also cool in the behind the scenes is Charlton Heston's home movies, and we saw him there. He was so hot one day he actually just sat in the fountain and was drinking lemonade. But I don't think it was just lemonade. Yeah.
So, Chris, what's the bottom line?
Bottom line is buy it.
Yay!
Another classic that holds up.
Okay, what else do we have to check out?
We have Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Now, how does Dark of the Moon compare to the previous Transformers films?
I'll say this, it's much better than 2. 2 got kind of ridiculous. But I have to say, I'm kind of a fan of the Transformers movies. I'm not a fan of the old cartoon show. And I know that, there are diehard fans that, oh, this character didn't do this, or this character would never act that way. Look, these were toys. I guarantee you that if you made a movie of the plot that you made up as a kid playing with those toys, it would be just as dumb. So stop your complaining.
That's a good point.
This is it's robots fighting each other. It's awesome. It's epic. I think that the third film is my favorite in this series. It's really just Michael Bay playing with toys and destroying everything, and I had a great time.
Okay, now,
Every Michael Bay movie ever made.
Well, that's true. I'm going to break these toys.
Now, I bet you're not happy that not only is it not in 3D, but there's also not very many special features, right?
Well, there are no special features.
No special features.
No special features, yeah. But what's interesting is they released this. You get the digital version, the standard def DVD, and the Blu-ray version. And you get it's $20. You get a $10 coupon toward the purchase of what's going to come out, some big loaded special edition version of it. So it's an interesting test. I'd like to see if it succeeds.
Okay, what's the bottom line?
Bottom line is rent it. Although buying it is not. I think buying is a good deal because of that $10 coupon.
You love your coupons. Huh?
I like the coupons.
And the extras.
I like deals.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
For more Gore, follow him on Twitter at @ChrisGore. And now let's go over to Kevin.
I'm sorry, Gore. There are no special features because there was nothing special about that feature. Sorry. Still ahead, is the new Amazon tablet really going to kill the iPad? We'll let you know in the feed. And then Adam Sessler brings some classic titles to today's Game Break when he tells us why we should buy Eco and Shadow of the Colossus in their HD collection. And later, Luther's Idris Elba will be here live. And his name, by the way, is an anagram for Israeli bid. You didn't know that, but now you do. So you can take that to the bank.
What happens next?
Here's a guy who's trying to swing from one bar to another. So what happens next? Does he slip off the first bar and land on his face? Does he swing and miss the second bar entirely? Or does he slip off the second bar and land on his ass? Find out when we return.
row your boat. Okay, I got to finish my first set of rowing.
I'll just do my own thing.
I know you have a successful...
What's the next question,
I know
man?
you have a successful jazz
What is
fusion
the
project
next-
with the
what's
Al
the next
Harrington...
question?
What happens next?
Here's a guy who's trying to swing from one bar to another. So what happens next? Does he slip off the first bar and land on his face? Does he swing and miss the second bar entirely? Or does he slip off the second bar and land on his ass?
Ooh.
And that's what you get for trying to be a gymnast.
Yeah, all right.
So much gymnast talk today.
Yeah. Well, now here's a look at what crazy people do for fun these days.
It's time for some adrenaline junkies.
Adrenaline junkies.
A giant ramp, a killer wave, a snow-capped mountain. Whatever it is, you can bet that someone's crazy enough to try to conquer it. So buckle up, fellow adrenaline junkies. We're traversing the globe in search of the latest and most insane extreme sports action. Our first stop takes us to Nuremberg, Germany for this month's 5th and final round of the Freeride Mountain Bike World Tour. Known as the Red Bull District Ride, the tour finale boasted an urban course that gave the 24 international competitors plenty of opportunities to show off their freeride skills. With a series of heart-stopping jumps and on-the-street flares, Britain's Sam Pilgrim scored an upset win, becoming the first European to take victory at the Red Bull District Ride. But when the dust settled, it was Canadian-born Brandon Semenuk who was crowned the overall Freeride World Tour champion, having racked up enough points in the previous 4 competitions to achieve freeride immortality. Next up, we head to the South Pacific where the world's top surfers braved the monster waves at this month's Billabong Pro Tahiti tournament. The 5th showdown in this year's ASP Tour, the Pro Tahiti featured colossal big wave conditions throughout the entire 12-day event. The tournament culminated in a final round battle between Australian Owen Wright and American living legend Kelly Slater. Despite a tropical downpour that came late in the championship round, Kelly Slater took on the 10-foot waves, hard charging his way to his 47th Elite Tour victory. The win solidified the 39-year-old Slater as the #1 ranked pro surfer in the world, putting his opponents in an all-too-familiar position, treading water in Slater's monstrous wake. And finally, if you'd rather enjoy your extreme sports from the comfort of a theater seat, then you'll want to check out the new snowboarding documentary, The Art of Flight. Starring pro boarder Travis Rice and a cast of fellow snow bums, the film takes viewers to mountainsides across Alaska, British Columbia, and the Chilean Patagonia. Much of it is shot in super slow 1,000 frames per second, and the filmmakers captured Rice and his crew dropping into remote areas that had never been challenged before. Besides some killer snowboarding, the doc features the team surviving avalanches, injuries, and a desperate race to get to a transport helicopter before it runs out of fuel. To find out if The Art of Flight is screening near you, or to buy a DVD or iTunes version of the film, go to theartofflightmovie.com. On a bike or a board, in the surf, or on the slopes, these world-class daredevils are putting themselves on the extreme sports map.
It's time to start the feed.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
It's Tuesday, September 27th, and here are your top stories. Get ready for the fire! The Kindle Fire, that is. Amazon is set to unveil their new iPad killer tomorrow. A 7-inch backlit color tablet that sources say will look a lot like the BlackBerry Playbook. But that's not all. They'll also reveal 2 cheaper e-ink Kindles at tomorrow's event, and insiders say they also have a 10-inch color tablet planned for early 2012. Will it replace the iPad as the dominant tablet? Probably not. But hey, A for effort! Hungry for more brains? Good! A Dead Island movie is in the works. Lionsgate just secured the rights to bring the new zombie role player to the big screen. No details are available on who will star or direct, but the producers behind the project, who did the Mummy franchise, are targeting a late 2013 release. Let's just hope it'll be as good as the original trailer. Now, some say that MTV's Jersey Shore has painted the Garden State in a negative light. But now New Jersey's governor is taking action. Citing the show's unflattering portrayal of Jersey citizens, the governor just personally denied the show over $400,000 in production tax credits. I know. In a statement, he said the money would be of better use to, quote, projects that actually benefit the state. You, sir, are an American hero. And now it's time for the Fark.com story of the day. Did you ever play in fountains as a kid? Come on, guys. Well, the CDC says you're lucky you didn't get diarrhea if you didn't. In a new report, the country's foremost authority on disease prevention said that recreational public fountains are full of the microscopic parasite Cryptosporidium, a primary agent in watery diarrhea. And the report cited the highest levels of the bacteria on record. Moral of the story, stay out of the fountains unless you enjoy the runs. I'm Candace Bailey, and you've just been fed. And now over to Kevin.
Thank you, Candace.
You're welcome.
Oh, that child's gonna have a bad night. All civilized people take a game break at this time of day. It's science. Well, hey, look, everybody. X-Play's Adam Sessler is here.
I'm the perfect follow-up to watery diarrhea.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Or to Jersey Shore.
Let's just take it home now, Kevin.
I like $400,000 in production tax credits. Like, that's Snooki's penicillin budget. It's not that big of a deal.
I have to say, yeah.
That show makes millions of dollars. They're going to be fine.
I think I'm not shedding a tear.
Let's talk about things you actually want to get your hands on, though. Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, PS2 classics, they've been re-released. They've been given the high-definition upgrade.
Yes.
Sorta. They kind of glossied it up a little bit.
It works on a high-def TV.
That is true. Yes, that will not be stretched. Let's for those who missed out the first time, which was sadly a lot of gamers, it was a beautiful game, one of my favorites, Eco. What is it all about?
It's a very mysterious game. It's you play a boy with horns, and apparently in this world, boys with horns aren't too popular. He gets dropped off in a scary place, left alone. Probably to die, and then he finds this girl right here. She's a lot more. She doesn't have the same mobility that he has, and he has to help her escape. And it's all through puzzles. There's no narration. There's no talking. She actually talks in gibberish, and you just have to do all of these amazing puzzles to try to get her out because she can't move as easily as you can, and it's incredibly effective.
And this harkens back to when gameplay, and it wasn't that long ago, but when gameplay was, there's a puzzle, you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You can't just can't just stand there for 5 minutes, a little fairy will pop out of your shoulder and point you in the direction and say, press A, idiot. And you had to solve these things.
And they're quite tough because it's also not highlighting even what you're supposed to do in the room. You have to manipulate objects, you have to push blocks around, all to get her out of the room.
Walk us through a level, if you don't mind. Let's show what one of these
I think the one that we're going to
like.
see here, and this is an interesting one because I believe, yes, this might be one that is different in the PAL version, which is now the version that we have here. This is one that was released in Europe. There's some slight differences between the two. You have to jump up on this wheel to be able to get up on a ledge.
Which that in and of itself is a bit of a trial in this game.
What's interesting, this brings me back. This is the segment, the sequence of game that they kept on showing at E3 for years as just almost like PS2 tech demo. I was like, what is this game? It was only until years later that Eco actually came out. So as you can see there, you use that, you get up to the ledge.
And this isn't like other games like an Uncharted or a Prince of Persia where you just sort of press the button and it goes, I think you mean to jump here. I'm going to do that for you. You really have to time these things and press the button.
You have to time them, and there's never a sense like, I am doing the right thing. It never pats you on the back and says, yeah, we
I'm
did
on the right
it.
track. I'm dead? All right, let's try again.
So, having said that, really the fun of this game is a lot of sort of the emotions of you trying to help the girl, trying to understand without being told what's happening in this world. And while it is really challenging, there is no shame in experiencing this game with a walkthrough next to you, because it really is the experience of playing it, not necessarily solving the puzzles.
It was the first
really
time,
gives it its magic.
Like, I really felt like an AI character with me was an actual companion. I felt connected to this
There's
person.
scenes where she has to jump and you reach out her hand and it's not clear if she's going to make it, and you grab her hand and like my heart would stop. And really,
absolutely.
there's some great emotion in this.
And then you'd let go. The game's been updated, obviously. How does it look? I mean, yes, it is in high def, but it does look better, right?
Where I think you're going to see some benefits, and once again, you'd have to remember what it was like back in the old days. The frame rate's good.
Right.
And that does sometimes affect how the game is going to play. It really is more about its art direction than the fidelity of its graphics. It's just nice to see it where it isn't fuzzy because you're using an RCA cable in the back of your TV.
Right, agreed. So it's a great update to a solid game that everybody should experience on some level.
Yes.
But I think the main course in this 2-game collection is Shadow of the Colossus. Another game which was, it's
from
okay
the
to
same
love
makers,
Shadow of Colossus, the same team. For those who never played this one, what is Shadow about?
You play a hero whose girl is dying, and you're told that if you want to, save her, you need to you need to kill these 16 colossi that are in, once again, a fantasy world that is never really explained and just has all this incredible mystery.
Right.
You spend a lot of the game wandering to find these. You're just on a horse, but it's this beautiful, quiet sequences as you wander out.
It's the true calm before the storm that is going to be a giant boss battle.
And
sequence.
really, the entire game is just boss battles. 16 of them. And they're puzzles and there's action because you have to climb up or somehow, traverse these colossi to find their weak spot, and it can be really challenging.
Yeah, the weak spot that you exploit for massive damage is not blinking red in this game. You have to figure out how to bring the guy down, get on top of him,
and there's
slay
very
him.
delicate timing because as these beasts are moving, you have to understand that there's certain times you shouldn't try to reach for the next thing, and times that you should. And it can be frustrating, but once again, incredibly rewarding.
Right. What's upgraded in this version? The graphics look kind of similar, actually.
The graphics are similar, but once again, this is where the frame rate advantage I think means a lot because there are some very frustrating sequences that you can have in Shadow of the Colossus. If it drops a couple of frames, that sense of timing that you need can really get hurt.
Right.
I think this will actually prove a little bit easier in this go-round.
I mean, 2 of my favorite games, they're near and dear to me. I think it's the same way for a lot of gamers. What is X-Play giving this collection?
It's a 5 out of 5. 2 of the greatest games of last generation, and they're easier to play now.
Yeah.
So.
And it's $40, right?
Yeah, $40.
Gotta love it.
It's the best.
Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. The collection is in stores today. Thank you, Adam Sessler.
My pleasure.
Always good to have you sitting now. Over to Candace.
Thanks, Kevin. Hope you weren't planning on having a boring Tober because Epic-tober is almost here. AOTS, X-Play, and G4TV.com are teaming up to bring you insane stunts and exclusive reveals all month long, including the return of Bustus and lots of free stuff like all of that. See? Woo! Check out G4TV.com/Epic-tober for more information. Right now, let's meet some meat. It's time to attack this tailgating stuff. Now, we all know you love beating your meat. But now you can finally do it in front of Grandma! Check out the Knuckle Pounder Meat Tenderizer. With this badass kitchen utensil, you can prepare your beef gangsta style and give Mom a reason to be proud of such a handy son. So show that meat who's boss with these dishwasher-safe aluminum knuckle tenderizers for only $10 at ThinkGeek.com. The only thing worse than overcooking your meat is having it taken by one of your buds. But with the barbecue branding iron, you can enforce the bro code and protect what's yours by searing your name into your dinner. Packed with 52 letters, 8 blank spaces, and 2 rows of text, this tool gives you the power to claim your steaks, chops, chicken, and burgers. Sink your teeth into this 18-inch brander for about $25 at Firebox.com. Now that you've tamed your meat and claimed it as your own, it's time to fire up the grill. The portable bar and grill duo, that is. The Mobile Bongos beer bar has a built-in tap and a specially designed cooling system that keeps your beer cold and steaks hot. This is pretty cool. This bar grill combo comes with interchangeable cooking and side tops, ice storage, and various tap possibilities, making it perfect for any party. Get your grill on for the small price of $11,000 at AlfinaGrills.com. Head on over to G4TV.com/AOTS for info on all this tailgating gear and more. Stay tuned. Idris Elba from Luther will be here live, blasting up the joint.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. You lose.
Getting inside the mind of a serial killer, it seems like good, harmless fun, right? There's no possible personal ramifications there.
Loves everyone.
Alright. First thing we need to do, Justin, is run background on the victims, friends, acquaintances. Make sure this isn't an ex-boyfriend that's gone nuts. Erin?
I'll source a sunrise chart, see if it ties in with a specific belief system.
Good place to start, but this isn't a cult murder.
Gov?
All of this is for effect, murder by theatre. And I bet the same goes for I Am the Sun That Shines. All right, he's designed to give him some sort of prestige.
Yeah, like people are already talking about.
That's right, and if he's that desperate to be noticed, then this was opening night. There'll be a lot more where this comes from.
Ladies and gentlemen, Idris Elba is here. Okay. You made me feel like Justin Bieber right there. Like, I've never felt smaller. Thanks for that. You also made me believe now that everyone in England is a psycho or serial killer. I thought they were just like Monty Python fans who ate a lot of flake, and now I imagine they're all mass murderers.
Everyone's
and
dark,
psychotics.
everyone's mad, everyone's crazy in Luther, for sure. There's no tea, there's no cupcakes.
Yeah, there's no.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so, yeah, but it's a very dark show.
Yeah.
And Neil Cross, the writer, is a very dark man. He has all these ideas in his head.
And do you trust him? Like, I mean,
yeah.
Okay, because it really is dark, and that's what I like about it. And people are comparing it in terms of tonality. They're saying Breaking Bad in terms of levels of awesomeness, by the way, and that's huge. And I've seen it. It's really good.
It's a great show.
It's really awesome. Your character has a really unique relationship with a murderer in it, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
How do you describe the relationship?
Crazy, sexy, complicated.
Oh, I thought you were going to say cool. I was like, that's a TLC album. Now I know where to go with this. Crazy, sexy, complicated.
No, it's a great relationship because it's kind of like, you know, the perpetrator and the head guy, and they have a meeting of minds, and then they have like a sexual tension. But, you know, she murdered her whole family, and he's the only one that knows it's true, and so it's really smart, really smart.
Yeah. It didn't say that on her Facebook profile.
Did you say
right?
it happens?
Yeah, it happens. I mean, if she's that hot and that crazy, you forgive a couple murders, right? You'll be willing to let that go.
What?
If she's that hot.
Okay,
right? Then you let it go.
But that's right.
There's so many. You are a Renaissance man and a half. There's so many facets to you. Obviously, an amazing, accomplished actor, but not only a DJ, but you produce original stuff as well.
Yeah, I get down in the studio a little bit. You know, I like to mess around, as they say.
A little bit. That implies that you're there with a Fisher-Price toy and tinkering around. Like you're serious about your music, which I love.
Yeah.
When did you? Was this a passion? You know, always, or did you discover it?
Yeah,
later
I
in life?
started DJing when I was really, really young, 14 years old, and that, you know, most DJs end up producing or wanting to produce or whatever. And I always collected bits of pieces of, you know, drum machines and stuff like that. So eventually, I've got like a whole studio now, and you know, I sometimes put it to use. And I produced a record for Jay-Z and Angie Stone, and then I produced some stuff for myself. So
it's incredible.
Yeah, I love it.
Now you have a good racket going on, and I call it a racket, and I'll get to that in a second. With
Don't call it that.
I have to, because you get your co-stars involved in it as well.
Yeah, sometimes. Like on Ghost Rider, there's a beautiful actress her name is Violante Placido, and she was in The American. Did you see The American? Yeah, no one's on The American. Okay, great. Great.
They're adding it to their Netflix queue right now. That's fine.
And anyway, Violante Placido is a beautiful Italian actress. She's also a musician. And so one day I got her into my trailer.
That's why I call it a racket. That's why I call it a racket.
Yeah,
because this is
a racket.
It's great. It's fantastic.
This is what I say. I say, hey, would you like to come in my trailer and rock my mic?
Oh, come on.
No, I'm joking. I don't say that. But the truth is,
you think it, you don't say it though. So what is it? You in your trailer then on set? Do you have like a little mobile kind of beat lab set up in there where you can go?
It's got the laptop, you know, got the software, keyboard, you know, and an interface and a mic.
What software are you rocking these days? Windows Sound Recorder?
Wow.
Little GarageBand?
No.
What? Logic, Reason, Ableton? Whatever. You speak
I
this
personally
language.
use a thing called Studio One, which is a PreSonus thing. So just a really easy DJ format type thing. But Logic is the main thing that, you know, you to mix stuff and make it sound good.
How do you describe your, because you still DJ, correct?
Yeah.
How do you describe your style?
Right now I play a lot of house, a lot of techno, you know, like, I'm going to be supporting, and I can say it live here on TV, I'm going to be supporting Deadmau5.
What?
That's huge. Yeah, it's huge.
That's incredible.
It's a big gig for me. So
that's quite a style
in
change. Because I know
Toronto.
in the past you were more hip hop, reggae, 80s stuff. You were really DJing for the floor. Are you DJing more for yourself now?
Yeah, I love that music. Do you know what I mean? I love the energy. You go to those raves, like everyone's, just
on the floor touching themselves.
Yeah. Off their faces.
They really like this song. I unplugged the speakers an hour ago. Well, they're loving it. Do you go to raves? Like, I mean, obviously you DJ them, but do you participate as well?
I do. I just went to Nocturnal out in
that's huge.
Last weekend, it was crazy. Swedish House Mafia and all the guys, so it was good.
Did you wear a surgeon's mask with some Vicks Vapor Rub in it? Just checking.
No, I didn't do that.
Because I know you.
But I was rolling around the ground naked.
Okay, good. You add a little vapor rub, and then it's classy. You have such an insane life. Like, you were riding around Romania on motorcycles with Nicolas Cage.
Right.
Go on.
Yes. You want to hear more? No,
I do. What is that? What is that like?
That's Ghost Rider, and it was just like amazing. Romania is an amazing country. It's like it's been through so much. The history is crazy. So it's got like these really historical parts of it, and then these huge, vast land with just like huge highways. So we shut off about 4 or 5 miles of highway, maybe more. And
you shut them down?
Shut them down completely.
Of course.
Both
Why not?
sides. And Nick's has I think it's a Honda VMAX. It's like a huge 1700 bike. It's big.
That's a beast. Yeah.
And that's the main bike in the film. And then my character, who's this he's described as a French drunk monk.
Okay.
All right.
Would they give you a little Vespa?
A warrior monk, No, not a Vespa, but close. A Moto Guzzi. You know, one of the old, it's an old classic bike. It's like with
a little baseball card in the back.
Nick's like this. One hand on the
Hey Nick, I'll be right there. Just my goggles. I love it, man. You live quite the life, and really on the music front, major kudos because it's really great stuff. Pleasure to meet you, Idris. Thanks for coming on. And the show is great. Idris Elba, everybody. Luther premieres Wednesday night on BBC America. Tune in. I promise it's awesome. Stick around. There's more tech after this.
Oh, dizzy.
Why can't that be the new planking?
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new Attack of the Show. Things get filthy when Entourage co-star and stand-up legend Andrew Dice Clay drops by the studio. Then on Gadgetpron, we rate the Samsung all-in-one home theater system. It's got Blu-ray, Netflix, and it'll only set you back $650. And we scare the pants off of Jessica Chobot when she explores the mazes of Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. Spooky. See it tomorrow.